Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for DTR round 3 of Division 1. Hope everyone is doing well. We are here at Miami this evening, and after a dominant display from Grelis last time out at Imola, we are all going to be wondering if he can repeat that here. This is a completely different style circuit to the likes of Imola. Um, Very technical uh, sector 2 towards the end. Well, yeah, sector 2. But we do have Stuart out on track right now, so we will go on board with him. But while we do, we will bring up the Drivers' Championship. As you can see, Mr. Miyagi has still kept his lead out in front ahead of Grelis. Purely because Grelis failed to finish at China. Poop Cannon has got himself up into third place with his P2 finish last week. Mirror is up to P4 and Stuart is in P5. So it's still very much to play for in the early days of this season, and let's get on with qualifying. We have a lot of drivers coming out at this moment in time, Stuart being the first of them, so we will watch him do his lap. He has been competing with Grelis and Benny on time trial this week, just for this track in particular, so let's have a look at what he can do. This is DRS open before the start-finish line. Heavy braking into turn 1, early turn in, rides the curb into turn 2, over the curb, stays away from the curb on turn 3. Large sweeping corners through here. Slight lift and a change of gear through the S's. And goes very wide, but doesn't invalidate. That's the important thing there. That is a very difficult left-hander. It is torture on the tyres throughout the race. Onto the DRS straight now. Well, the DRS not straight. Another heavy braking zone into the Mickey Mouse section. Very technical section of the track here and very difficult to get absolutely perfect. Does well to go through the chicane as straight as possible. Now he will be getting a bit of a tow from that car ahead. Let's see if that car is weaving. Oh my word, that was very close. That is going to likely be a potential impeding penalty there. As that is a 26.8 from the Williams driver, the first driver to go around this evening. Who is next? We've got Kazingle. We then have... Oh, Cassell has come back in. We are now on with Havoc Connor, who is going to... Oh, he clatters the wall on the final corners there. 28.0 from the Red Bull. We have his teammate now coming across the line. There's a 26.2 from Grelis. Good showing from him at this moment in time. Let's see. Miyagi is coming around to finish off his first flyer. And I was on board with Hummer apparently, but Miyagi goes second with a 26.7. As we now have Evan in the Mercedes coming down to the heaviest braking point into the hairpin, the slowest corner on the circuit, or one of the slowest corners on the circuit, I should say. Through the last corner and puts himself up into P4. Let us see. We have Kazingle coming round the hairpin. Let's see where he can put himself. Goes very wide through that last corner there. 28.9 and D-Rush a 39.2. I don't think D-Rush was very happy with his lap. I think he's potentially going again. We also have Magic Poop Cannon, but we have Barry Bogorovsky goes up to 5th. And then we have Magic Poop Cannon coming up to the hairpin now. Let's see where the Aston Martin driver can put himself. Goes up into P2 at 26.6. 4 attempts off of Grelis, but still plenty of time to make improvements. As we have now got Stewart's teammate of Kavolis in the Williams to come across the line. Let's see what time he can set. Goes up to P8 with a 27.4. Let us see. We also have Little Mikey. I believe Little Mikey was not here for last week, if I'm remembering correctly. So we'll keep an eye on his lap here. He's following close behind a McLaren. Will the McLaren get out of his way? I believe that is Bogorovsky. McLaren was very late in getting out of the way. It will be interesting to see if that has helped or hindered Mikey. He does a 27.6 in the end. And D-Rush has improved to a 27.9 from his 39. So we have Skipper out on track. We also have Cassell, who has already invalidated his lap. So we'll stay on with Skipper, see what one of the elder statesmen of the league can do. Gets himself a purple sector 1. It's impressive from Skipper. Oh, a bit of a slide through that heavy braking zone. Keeps it very tight to the wall. Goes through the chicane, cuts it quite a bit. That used to be the way you would do it in 24, but in 25, because it's the LiDAR track, they changed the profiles slightly. And that chicane is a lot more awkward in 25. Struggled to get the power down. Gets himself a 28.0. Not a bad lap from Skip. As we have got Hummer. Will be the next driver across the line. So if anyone is interested in joining the league, please use the Discord link down below. Oh, Hummer goes very deep into the hairpin there. And straight back into the pits. As Mirror is now setting his lap. That's a 26.6. I believe that is Magic Poop Cannon in the chat saying Grelis needs a Division 0. I have been saying this for the past 2 years. But then again, the likes of Mirror, Poop Cannon, Miyagi, they can all get up to that level if they put their mind to it. And we all know that they can. So, who do we have out there now? So we have got Stewart, who is following Mirror, using the slipstream. Oh, Very wide entry, very lucky not to invalidate on the outside there. Sounded like he clipped the wall there as well. As he gets a personal best sector 2. Let's see where Stewart can put himself. Can he move up from 5th? He has 6 attempts to make up on Grellis to get there. Not quite. He's almost on par with Mirror. Good lap from Stewart nonetheless. We have the other Williams of Cavolis starting a lap. Let's see. Who do we have coming across the line now? We have got... That is a Red Bull going across the line to start their lap. We have... Oh, the McLaren of Benny. Sorry for all the flicking through the cars, but he has got himself up into P2 with a 26.4. So that gives you an idea of the increment here. It's 2 attempts here or there between the drivers, at the front at least. Like the top 5 is going to be very, very close by the end of this session, I feel. We have a Ferrari of Gunnar, who has gone very, very deep into the hairpin there and invalidated his lap. So that's unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. Oh, and he has actually lost his wing. That's very unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. And Bogorovsky has gone deep into another section. Jack is probably laughing at him as he goes through there. Let us see who is... I believe it's Cavolis going through, yes, with a 26.9. We now have the Haas of D-Rush going up to 11th with a 27.5. Nice lap from D-Rush. We now have Jack coming around the final corner. Is he setting a new lap or is he going into the pits? He is straight into the pits. So our next driver to finish a fast lap without invalidating will be Hummer. Although I know that Bogorovsky has just started another lap. Clips the wall on the outside, almost causing him to cut the chicane completely there, and has backed out of his lap. That's unfortunate for the Racing Bull driver. We have now got Cavolis, who is not using battery. We've got Cassell, who is on an out lap. We'll go on with Bogorovsky, who has somehow invalidated his lap without cutting the corner. I don't quite get it, but okay. So we'll watch what Cassell can do around this Miami circuit. Keeps it very tight through turn 3. Oh, it looked like the back end stepped out ever so slightly through turns 4 and 5. Maybe he clipped the curb a little too much, because it will throw the rear end of the car out. DRS wide open. Heavy braking into the left-hander here. Keeping it nice and close to the wall. Not using the full extent of the track. Oh, a big wobble coming out of the Mickey Mouse section there. That is not going to be the best drive for him going down this long back straight. Through the hairpin, stay clear of the wall. Across the line, puts himself into P9. Good lap from Cassell there. Let's see, who have we got up here? So, who is currently out on the lap? We've got Cassell, who was on a lap. We have the Aston Martin of Hoopcan thundering down the back straight. DRS wide open, closes it early. Did he back out of his lap? And for what reason? Decides to go again. Maybe he found himself feeling like he was lacking through Sector 2. I don't know if your tyres are going to be any better for it now, as Stewart has invalidated on his lap. So he will go again. Let's see, who have we got? D-Rush is invalidated. Havoc Connor is invalidated. Skipper is on a lap and he is pushing now. Yeah, it looks like Skipper is going to be the next one to come across the line to set a time. Comes across the line. No improvement. Massive loss for Skipper there, as Cassell has retired in the pit lane. Next across the line, it's going to be Cavolis. Then we're going to have Poop Cannon, who does finish his lap this time. Down by a 10th. Havoc Connor just in to start his lap. Just about made it across the line before the timer. As Stewart comes across the line now. Slight improvement, but not enough to make up any places. I do apologise, I missed Mirror getting to second place there. We have now got Miyagi, who is currently up on his time, but is it going to be enough to get himself ahead of Poop Cannon and or Stewart? Not quite. A 26.7, good lap though. We now have the McLarens coming across the line as well. Bogorovsky makes a slight improvement. Benny goes pole by 0.006 of a second. Grelis is going to be seething about that. Great lap from Benny. I know we didn't see it, but you can tell just by the time, it was a great lap. Cavolis improves, but not enough to go up any positions. Now we've got Havoc Connor coming into the pits, along with Mirror. Poop Cannon has invalidated. And that is your starting grid. We're just waiting for Mirror and Connor. Ooh. So, we have got Benny on pole, Grelis in P2, Mirror in P3, and then I believe it was Stewart, yes, in P4. Poop Cannon 5th, Miyagi in 6th, Evans 7th, Kavolis in 8th, Cassell in 9th, and Bogorovsky rounding out your top 10 on the grid. And I did say the top 5 would be relatively close. I didn't think it would be 4/10. That's more than I was expecting it to be. But the top 3 are right on each other's tailpipe. I do apologise for the coughing. It's been a while since I've spoken. So now the drivers are going to be putting their strategy together. Highly dependent on whether they've chosen the softer, balanced, or harder compound setup. Personally, around here, I would probably go with the harder tyre allocation and try to do a medium hard. If you can keep your tyre wear to a minimum, go for the balanced and do a medium hard medium. Or if you're that good with your tyres, just do a one stop medium hard. Now, I will mention, we have noticed a glitch around here in the last couple of weeks. As far as I have seen, it only affects the Ferrari cars, so we'll have to keep an eye on when people are coming into the pits and see if the lap changes, because I have been in a race previously and the Ferraris won by a lap because of the glitch. Basically, they stop in the pits, and as their car stops, it ticks over a lap extra for them, putting the Ferraris a lap ahead of everyone else. So we'll have to keep an eye out. So let us see what people have done tyre-wise. As expected, everyone bar 3 are on the medium tyres to start. So Stewart, Kazingal, and Skipper are on the hard tyres to start their races. So it's hard to predict, but I would probably say Stewart might lose a few positions to begin with. There are your possible race strategies: medium, medium, hard, medium, medium, soft, hard. I don't know why you would do the extra stop for a 5-lap stint in the middle of your race, unless there is a safety car, closely followed by another safety car. But I believe a medium, medium, hard, or a medium, hard, hard, if you are doing a 2-stop, would be the best option. If you are like Grelis, you are likely going to be doing a medium hard because, well, wheel privileges. Those of us on controller are stuck doing 2 stops most of the time. I struggled at Imola last week doing a 1-stop, ended up with 95% tyre wear, which was not fun on the last lap. So I will go on board with Mirror here. Grelis misses his grid box. That's going to be a problem for him. He's going to start slightly further back. Granted, he is on the dirty side of the track. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Miami Grand Prix. And Grelis has already been passed by Mirror. The dirty side of the track is not great. We will come away from the onboard. These two are going hammer and tong next to each other. Great racing from them. A little bit of wheel banging, but nothing too egregious. It was a great start from Mirror and Benny, to be brutally honest. So, has everyone made it through unscathed? I am surprised. Normally, we have someone from the back torpedoing. But then again, Wazza is not in the session, so we shouldn't worry too much. As Grelis goes for the move on Mirror, up the inside, which then becomes the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he's not far enough along to get that move done. This has put him back into the clutches of Stewart, though. Is Benny going to be able to run away with this? He is already a second and a half ahead of Mirror. Let's get rid of the position changes. As Mikey gets himself... Oh my word, what is going on here? Cavolis got all kinds of caught up, and Gunnar got himself a 10-second penalty for it. That's unfortunate for the Ferrari, and Cassell and Kazingal are all tangled up before the final corner. This is not how you go into that hairpin, fellas. Oh, we also have yellow flags for Hummer. Had a crash with Skipper, I believe that was. He did well, stayed out of the way, let the cars come through and then flicks it around. Benny is increasing his gap out in front. Cavolis making a move on D-Rush. Trying to make up for lost time after losing quite a few positions in that first lap incident in the final corners. So our biggest winner is Little Mikey in the Kick Sauber, 6 positions gained. Followed by Connor and Skipper, who have managed to go unscathed, really, through this first 2 laps. But, hold on. I was not counting. I'll have to look that up on the replay. But, as D-Rush and Connor are trading positions. And Hummer comes into the pits but gets himself a 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane. That's not what you want to do. Will Mikey be able to catch up to the back of Bog? As Hummer has dropped to the very back of the grid after coming into the pits to serve, or to get his wing fixed, I am guessing. Will Grelis be able to make the move past Mirror this time around? Mirror goes defensive, but Grelis sweeps past him with DRS enabled. Unfortunate for Stewart, because he couldn't also do the same. As we have got Havoc Connor in trouble. Oh, maybe not. It's Little Mikey now. Not quite sure what was going on there. It showed me Connor dropping positions, and it turns out it was Little Mikey. So Connor is now up to 9th ahead of D-Rush. Did Mikey get caught up with Cavolis, I wonder? because he was with Bog and Kavolis. Oh, Kavolis showed his nose through the tight left-hander there. Will he get himself past Bogorovsky on this lap? We have another 26 laps to go after this one. Oh, Bogorovsky sliding through the Mickey Mouse section already. Are his tyres going off already? Or is he just struggling with throttle input? I have a feeling Kavolis is going to make the move here, as Evan does on Poop Cannon. Let's watch Kavolis and Bogorovsky. Kavolis on the inside. Oh! The McLaren turns in, squeezes the Williams on the inside and manages to get through. Neither of them got DRS through that sector though. They both crossed the line at the same time. As Kazingal gets himself past Mikey and... Wow, okay Mikey. That's not how you go through there. Jack crawls himself into the pits. Maybe Mikey should have. He did have damage beforehand, and I believe that is a VSC. I do not see the safety car, so that is a virtual safety car that we are under right now because of little Mikey practically throwing Kazingal into a wall. And we've gone green, and Miyagi has got himself a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. That Mr. Miyagi's day has gone from bad to worse. He was running well, and I'm not quite sure what happened to him. He's dropped back to 30 from, I think he was roughly 6th or 7th. Grelis still not within touching distance of Benny. Same with Mirror to Grelis. But Stewart is on the hunt for this move on Mirror now. He wants to pass the car that he was in last season. And then there is also over a second gap back to Evan, which is dropping down. I wonder if Evan is going to be able to catch the back of Stewart. Poop Cannon has also dropped out of DRS. So it's all spreading out now, with people causing incidents and spinning and causing bits of debris as Miyagi comes in to serve his drive-through. We'll stay on with Stewart through this sector, as it is his most opportune moment to try and get a pass done on Mirror. Will the Scotsman get past the pole? It looks like he's a little bit too far back. Even with the DRS open, he does not have the speed to get past the Alpine ahead of him. Meanwhile, we have got Barry Bogorovsky closing the gap on Kavolis ahead of him. And little Mikey gets himself a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. That looks like it was done at the chicane, as Poop Cannon has come into the pits. He is fitting the hard tyres, so I have a feeling he is going to be doing a 2-stop. Unless he is planning on taking those hards for 22 laps around here, he is going to be pitting again. Grelis is now within the 1 second of Benny ahead of him. They've broken 2.5 seconds to the guys behind. And now Grelis and Benny are best bet just DRS trade until the end of the race, or until one of you pits. Because all they are going to do now is pull further and further away from the car. Unless they make a mistake. We've got Bogorovsky on the back of Kavolis again. Oh, and Stewart has gone through because Mira has come into the pits. What is he going on to tyre-wise? Is he going onto the hards as well? He is. He's put the hards on 1 lap after boot camp. And after last week, Havoc Connor will be very pleased with the fact that he's actually somewhat competitive around here, being in 6th position. Granted, he is about 15, 16 seconds off of the lead, but he's still got cars behind him, which is more than can be said for last week at Imola. So, good on you, Con. Keep going. Keep fighting. Let us have a look. We have Mira on D-Rush coming through the curved DRS section. Mira sweeps around the outside. No worries there. No fight from D-Rush. D-Rush knew that he wasn't going to be able to do anything about it. He did mess up there on applying a bit too much throttle by the look of things and sliding it through the first part of the Mickey Mouse section. Although this is going to upset Buchanan because yes, he went for the undercut, but he is now stuck behind the Haas pair. He's dispatched one of them, but he's going to have to go another lap. Unless he can get D-Rush in the next DRS zone, which is the start-finish straight, as we've got Evan and Havoc Connor both coming into the pits now. And yes, Poop Cannon has dispatched of both of the Haas drivers. Skipper is up 10 positions, but is yet to pit. So let's see. Connor and Evan both onto the hards. D-Rush has come in and put the mediums on, so I believe that is a medium hard. So definite 2-stop from D-Rush. Oh, sorry, Evan, I missed that. You just got yourself past Skipper. Skipper was thinking about fighting it back around the outside, thought against it in the end, as Miyagi gets himself past Kazingle through the S section as well. That would have been impressive to see. That's a shame we were not on board for that. As Cassell gets himself past the Ferrari of Guna. Guna thought about fighting back under braking. Let's have a look at these timings. So Guna and Kazingle are the closest. And Stewart is now in the pits. What tyre is that man going onto? He is going onto the hard tyre. So he's doing a hard. So a hard medium. Or maybe even a hard soft. Likely to be hard medium. 10 laps on each set of hards and then 9 on the mediums. There is potential there as Mira is already past Kavolis without DRS, because there is the DRS open now. So he has just been able to get superior drive past Kavolis. And Stewart does the same to Poop Cannon with his fresher tyres. as Grelis is now closing in on the back of Benny. Oh. He didn't brake as late as I thought he was going to. But he has made the move stick. But Benny is now going to have the DRS down start finish straight. It's not going to be enough to get him past unless he dives. He decides not to. Good racing from the front two. Let's see, we have Poop Cannon losing time through the last couple of sectors as Cavolis comes into the pits. Off of 10 lap old mediums to put the hard tyres on. So is he doing a medium hard or a medium hard medium? Little Mikey is also in and out of the pits onto the hard tyres. So I believe, yeah, only 3 drivers have not pitted yet, and that would be Grelis, Benny and Skipper. So I believe these guys are going to be trying to push for the one stop. Oh, a lock-up from Benny there. I do apologise. I'm just going to have to quickly mute myself. Oh, and that's typical. As soon as I mute myself, Benny gets himself a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit. What a numpty. I almost said something completely different there. Sorry, Benny. As Mirror has now inherited P2, as Stuart has also inherited P3. It looks like Stuart has got himself the fastest lap of the race. Let us have a look. That's not that. Yep, Stuart on a 29.6. The closest driver to that is Benny on a 29.9. But we have to remember Benny is now on the fresh tyres as well. So he's on fresh hards. Potentially going to the end on this tyre. Oh, there we go. We want the interval. So we've got Evan closing in on the back of Poop Cannon. We have also got Cassell closing in on the back of Skipper as well. We will stick on with the Mercedes of Evan as they're coming up to the DRS zone now. DRS wide open. He's conserving battery by the look of it, so he's happy enough to stay behind at this moment in time. And as Grelis is now in the pits and Benny has overtaken him in the pits, goes to show that the undercut is rather powerful here. And Mirror is now the race leader with Stuart in P2, Benny in P3, Poop Cannon in P4 and Evan in P5, followed by the previous race leader. And there is a fair gap between the current race leader and Grelis as well. There is time to be made up as we have got Grelis' teammate Havoc Connell closing in on the back of Barry Bogarowski as Evan is right on the back of Grelis and Poop Cannon. As Havoc Connell gets himself down the inside of Barry Bogarowski into the Mickey Mouse section. Good clean pass, good racing from the pair. Now, who is going where? Grelis apparently got past Evan at some point there. And is now up into P4. Both the Mercedes and the Red Bull getting past the Aston Martin there. And that is something that Stewart did not need. 3-second time penalty. So now Grelis has a 5-second gap to make up on Benny to try and get back with this front group. Let us have a look at the timing board. So we have got Poop Cannon on the back of Evan. We also have Bogarovsky on the back of Havoc Connor. Everyone else seems to be a little bit more spread out, except for the front three, who are right with each other at this moment in time. As Stewart clips the wall on the outside as he comes through the chicane. Will Stewart be able to get a move done on Mirror going through the DRS zone? He has a look but doesn't go for it in the end. Not quite close enough. Will Bogarovsky be close enough to Havoc Connor to get a move done? It doesn't look like he will. As we've now got Miyagi right on the back of Cassell as well. Let's watch this one. Let's see if the Racing Bull can get himself back up into the top 10. As he does get the move done on Cassell. Good, clean, nicely done by Miyagi. I wonder if these two are just deciding to DRS swap to try and catch up to the guys ahead, and Havoc Connor gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Talking of penalties, let's see what people are on. So we've got Stewart and Connor on 3-second penalties. We've also got Benny and Bog on 10 seconds. We've also got Little Mikey on 3 seconds at the back of the field. Stewart is so much closer to Mirror this time round. This is probably a done thing. There we go, up the inside, gets the job done. Even gets back onto the racing line for the braking zone. Good move from the Scotsman in the Williams. We've now got two Scotsmen straddling a pole. And yes, please clip that, put it in the Discord, and just, it's a ha-ha funny moment. As we've got Poop Cannon trying to stay on the back of Evan, trying everything he can to get himself back into the top 5. As Grelis has closed down the gap, it was around 6 seconds. He has cut it down to 3.5 now. It's just consistent, clean air from the Red Bull. Just getting the laps in, being consistent. So, let's see if he will catch up to them by the time the end of the race comes along. So we have got Benny on the back of Stewart. Benny has got himself past Mirror. I did not realise this. I apologise, Benny. So they are no longer straddling apart. Benny had a slight look at the inside of Stewart there. Decided against it, and a big slide. Snap oversteer through the final corner there. Benny and Stewart having a bit of a rivalry in the past. Not the best racing from them in the past. But two Scotsmen, two very proud men. One of them a bit of a joker when it comes to racing, but the other one a bit more serious. But let the sparks fly, I say, as Benny gets a massive drive out of the long left-hander, and he was alongside long before the DRS was open. So Benny is now back into the lead of this race, but does have a 10-second time penalty. So depending on whether he's doing a two-stop or a one-stop, it could be a win, it could be a massive blow. As we have now got Gunnar in the pits. And the lap has not changed. So that is good news, as far as I can tell. And both Benny and Stewart have now dropped Mirror. They're over a second ahead of him. As Kavolis is now making a move on Barry Bogorovsky along the back straight here. As Havoc Connor has actually created a gap to the two of them. As Poop Cannon has now come into the pits. What tyre is the man going on to? There we go. So it was a medium hard for Poop Cannon around here. Let us have a look, see who is the closest out here. So Mirror is closing in on Stewart. Benny is starting to run away. He will want to make as big a gap as humanly possible with his 10-second penalty looming over him. And knowing that Grellis and Mirror are so close behind Stewart, he will want to be well away from them. He will want to be at least 13 seconds ahead of Stewart if Stewart holds them up. As Grellis makes the move on Mirror now. Up the inside, same move as he did on Benny all those laps ago. Good driving from Hummer to get himself out of the way as Mirror dives into the pits. So it looks like Poop Cannon and Mirror are on similar strategies. We will see what tyre he decides to go on to. And he's gone medium. So Mirror is doing a medium hard medium. He wants the faster tyre for the end of the race. And Bogorovsky is also into the pits. I completely missed that. Let's have a look. What is Bog going to put onto his car? Bogorovsky puts on the hard tyres, so a medium hard from him. As Grellis gets himself past Stewart. Mr. Inevitable himself gets past Stewart with little worry. And now for Grellis, it's just a case of stay with Benny. Unless he wants to go for the move and the win on track. And Kazingle gets himself a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. You absolute sausage. As Stewart now dives into the pits as well. So, Grellis and Benny have been on their hard tyres for 8 and 7 laps. I have a feeling they will go to the end on these tyres. And quite happily as well. Evan also comes into the pits. Meaning Mirror. Now, it's going to be close between Mirror and Stewart on the exit. And Stewart is out ahead of Mirror. So Mirror had a little bit of a stinker of an outlap. The gap now is 1.6 seconds between Grellis and Benny. If I know Grellis, he will want to win this on track. Never mind the 10-second time penalty. He will want to cross the line in first place. As Mirror is now chasing Stewart through the Mickey Mouse section. This is probably going to result in a pass from Mirror on Stewart. And that is the worst camera you could have given me. I will take this one. And now switch it back. There we go. So the DRS open on the back of Mirror's car. He is not close enough. Maybe he's running a higher downforce setup and has trouble overtaking. As Evan, very early on, gets himself past Poop Cannon. Seems like Poop Cannon might be struggling a little bit. As Mirror sets the fastest lap at 29.216. Cavolis now into the pits from P5. Grellis is now within the second of Benny. He is on the hunt. That's typical of a Northern Englishman hunting a Scotsman. As Mirror gets himself past Stewart, but goes very deep. I wonder if that will be looked at by the stewards at some point. Maybe have to give that position back. I just heard a crash. Where was that? That was Little Mikey getting out of the way of the front runners and going straight into a wall. You absolute plonker. Mirror now hunting down Stewart as Stewart has got past him through the DRS. And Poop Cannon hunting down Evan. It's all going on now. We've got 8 laps to go. And the front 6 are all hunting each other. Granted, there's a 15 and 11 second gap, respectively, in there. But they're all hunting each other right now. Mirror being the closest to getting an overtake, but not getting it done. As Poop Cannon had trouble getting out of the left-hander, it seems. Has dropped out of the DRS completely. And then he's gained it back. How has he managed... That's a lot of battery burned by the look of things. Now Grellis right on the tailpipe of Benny. Around the outside with DRS open, these two are now just going to start DRS trading, unless Benny is struggling. But I have a feeling they are doing this on purpose. They are trading position, swapping the DRS to gain even more of a gap on the drivers behind them. Because at this rate, Benny will only drop to P2. Even if he finishes in first, he will only go to P2. Unless there is something like a safety car that bunches the whole field back up, but then Benny can pit and get rid of his 10 seconds. Oh, that looked a little bit sus from Grellis, but it ends up being Hummer who gets a 3-second time penalty. So, everyone who has got a penalty at this moment in time has only got a 3-second unless it was speeding in the pit lane. So, well done for everyone. Oh, to everyone for not doing a Havoc Connor at Imola Division 1. But Stewart right on the back of Mirror now. Oh! Sort of missed that, but saw that on the timing. Swapping position back and forth between these two. I think Stewart had to take avoiding action, almost hit the back of the Alpine ahead of him. Benny is still within the second of Grelis, so he will have DRS. Stewart is the closest driver to anyone else on the track right now. So we will stay with the Williams and the Alpine. It seems Stewart does enjoy Miami. He seems to enjoy street circuits. Because I remember last season he enjoyed Jeddah quite a bit. And now Benny is the closest thing to Grelis. Opens the DRS. Grelis tries to break the slipstream. I do apologise. But Benny gets the move done and starts trying to pull away from Grelis. Will he be able to do so? He's got 4 laps to pull out 10 seconds. Will he be able to do so? They've done 13 and 12 laps respectively on their hard tyres. Kazingal again with another 10-second time penalty. So he's going to serve one and gain one. I did this at Brazil for another league, and it was not fun. There is... it's little Mikey getting out of the way of the cars that are lapping him. Okay, that is why there is a whole section of the track with yellow flags. Now, is Grelis going to make the move on Benny into the hairpin? He's not close enough to do so. Benny did the smart thing and burnt a bit of battery before the DRS zone. Bit of a wobble from Grelis sent him a little bit wide through the corner. And he dives up the inside of turn 1, which then becomes the outside of turn 2, which then becomes the inside of turn 3 and gets the job done. Although, Benny with the switcheroo underneath. What a move by Benny. Great undercut. If I know Grelis, he is probably saying to Benny, well done, great racing. At this moment in time, that was a brilliant move. I am so glad I caught that on stream. Let's see if I actually caught it on the instant replay. And I didn't. Well. Oh, I waited too long. Sorry, guys. Oh, Kavolis is now on the back of Havoc Connor. Coming through the S's. See, this is how big the gaps have become. Grelis and Benny are in the final DRS straight. And P10 is still in Sector 1. Guna gets himself another 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane. I believe he had one on his first pit stop as well. As Stewart gets himself past Mirror through the hairpin. I do apologise, I had a knock at my door. As we got Cavolis going for a move up the inside of Havoc Connor, and that was not how to go for that, Cavolis. You were diving up the inside there. That is not how you do that move. As we have now got Grelis ahead of Benny. Benny takes it up the inside, but backs out of the move. Forces Grelis wide. So is Benny just doing this to cause Grelis extra tile there? I wonder. Force him into a mistake. Mirror is now right on the back of Stewart yet again. And Poop Cannon is still on the back of Evan right now. Doesn't get the move done. Will Benny get the move done? No, he's too far back. Looks like Mirror might be able to get the move done on Stewart. But I don't think he's burning battery. Nope, doesn't get the move done. Cavolis goes around the outside of Havoc Connor this time. Decides not to dive up the inside of the Red Bull. Gives the Red Bull the room on the inside. Having got the move done and dusted. Mirror and Stewart fighting hammer and tong is the only way I can put it. And someone has hit the wall somewhere. I believe that will be little Mikey. Oh no, I think it was Cassell. As Poop Cannon finally gets himself past Evan. It's been about 5 laps for Poop Cannon at this point, trying to get past him. Mirror is in the same position when it comes to Stewart. Hummer gets himself another 3-second time penalty. Does Evan have the fight back to get Poop Cannon into the hairpin here? Later on the brakes, keeps it tight on the apex. Good move from Evan. Well done to Poop Cannon for not turning in on him. That is what you call respectful racing. Now we've got Benny. DRS wide open on the back of that McLaren. Is he going to be able to get himself past Grelis at this point? No. We will stay on board with Benny as it is now the last lap, and we will see if these two will cross the line in this order or whether Benny can point at Grelis and say, I finished ahead of you on track. 3-second time penalty for Havoc Connor there as Poop Cannon gets himself back past Evan. Benny up the inside. Oh, very tight through the hairpin there. Both drivers giving each other just enough room. Oh, and Grelis comes across the line to finish in first place. Benny in second. We've then got Mirror, who actually takes second place. Benny is going to be so annoyed. That is 7 tenths. Stewart in 4th. Then we have the fight between Poop Cannon and Evan. Is Poop Cannon going to be able to keep 5th place? Yes, he does. He keeps... Oh, no, no! He went wide through the corner and lost it at the last second. Oh, no. Poop Cannon, that is unfortunate for you. Kavolis in 7th, Havoc Connor in 8th, Barry Bogrovsky in 9th, Miyagi in 10th. Skipper bringing up in 11th. Little Mikey DNF'd somewhere around the circuit. I don't know where. I heard it though. NLD Rush in at 12th. Cassell 13th. Guna 14th. Kazingle 15th. Hummer 16th. And cuts the final corner with no front wing. And yeah, there we have it, folks. Well done to Grellis, Benny, and Mirror, the podium sitters this evening. It was unlucky for Benny to have that 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but he fought for it and almost claimed bragging rights for finishing first on the track. The obligatory champagne on the awful teal podium. So we've got Grellis, the race winner. Fastest lap went to Mirror. Driver of the day was Havoc Connor. Most overtakes, Kavolis. Cleanest driver was Mirror. Let's capture all of this. There we go. So, well done to everyone who finished. Little Mikey, you need to learn how to finish races. So, yeah, let us go over to the ending screen and I will do my end of stream spiel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here this evening. Well done to the podium sitters. We will be back for Division 1 action next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. I cannot remember where we are racing, but I'm pretty sure it will be much more interesting than Miami. It's very difficult to talk about Miami. The racing was great. That's all I'm going to say. The racing was brilliant. Tomorrow night, it is Division 2. We are also doing Miami. And that is going to be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. GMT. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Good night.